Welcome to the Lincoln Harris VUE Mobile Access Training. This training is targeted to engineers and technicians. Facility and engineering managers could also use this training to learn how to monitor requests for their locations. Here are some high-level features of the VUE mobile site. It was created to provide convenient access to work orders and other facility information. To allow the creation of work orders while in the field. To give you the ability to monitor requests and their life cycle on the go. Because this is a mobile web page, we have limited the amount of records that can be accessed to improve performance and usability. You can also accept, release and edit work orders. Along with editing work order details, you may also change the status to complete. Many of these features allow managers and customers to get closer to real-time feedback on what is happening with a work request. Because this is a mobile web application, some limitations apply. This is not a full functioning replacement of the main VUE site. At this time you still need to log in to add materials and close work orders. It is not an archive library. In most cases you will only see open and active requests on your mobile device. This is also not a fully integrated phone app. This has limited access to resources on your phone. Over time we hope to continue adding functionality and improve performance. Let us take a look at what we will be covering during this training. We will learn how to log in and keep our session alive. We will learn about the home page and menu options. Learn how to use the work order list pages. And see the work order detail pages in action. Other topics include learning how to edit a work order by adding labor and action taken. We will also see how completing a work order on the mobile device changes data in different areas of the mobile and main site. How to use My Maintenance and see attached equipment assets. Learn how to review work order items which include labor, action and equipment. Finally, we will see how to check for available or unassigned work and take action on those requests. So, with this quick overview complete, let's log into the mobile site and get to work. The login page uses the same login information as the main site. Enter your username and password. By checking Keep My Session Active, it will keep you logged in as long as you access the mobile site every 24 hours on the same device. Click the Login button to enter the mobile site. The first page you see after logging in is the main menu or home. At the top we have a Log Out button. Next, in the menu area, as you can see, there are multiple menu items. Some menu items display the number of records that match the selection. Next, we will briefly define each menu item. My Requests is tenant requests that are accepted by or assigned to you. My Maintenance is PMs that are accepted by or assigned to you. Available is requests that are not assigned or accepted by anyone. Expiring is requests that will be expiring in the next 24 hours or that have already expired. Other requests are any and all requests that is not accepted by or assigned to you. Search allows you to quickly search for a work order by number, location or status. Vendor list allows you to see vendors assigned to the facilities that you have rights to. Alright, let's go view some of my requests. As you can see, I have 3 requests assigned to me. Let's go take a look. Looking at my requests list, we have the back button in the top left corner and an Add New Request in the top right. Looking at the list, you can see the fields stacked vertically. We have the work order number and the status on the first row. Then the work category and work code. Next, the facility ID and name. Lastly, we have the tenant making the request. Down the left side there are status indicators. Blue means that the request was created today. Red means that the request is expiring. Orange means that the request has a priority of emergency or urgent. At the bottom of this page and most list or edit pages, you will see the toolbar. The toolbar contains buttons like Home, Search or Filter and Sorting. In some cases you will see different buttons depending on the type of page you are on. Let's take a look at one of my active requests. To open a work order, just click anywhere on the work order items to open it. At the top of the work order review page we once again have a back button and Add New Request button. The work order fields are stacked vertically and you can scroll down to see additional fields or information. The first fields we see are the status and when the work order was requested. Next we see the facility information. Then the requester details. And finally the details and assignment of the request. You can see that this request is assigned to an employee and it has been accepted. If you can no longer handle this request in a timely manner, you may click the release button to unassign the request and notify the others in the notification group that the work order is now available. You can also see on the toolbar that there is an items button. When orange, it means that there are attachments such as labor, equipment or action. There is also an edit button that allows you to change the status, add action, equipment and labor. Now let's go edit this work order by clicking the edit button. At the top of the edit page we have a back button that will return us to the review page. We also have the facility and tenant name for confirmation that his is the correct work order. Now let's scroll down to look at some of the fields we can edit. First we have the status and remark fields. Anytime you see a chevron or arrow on the right side of a field name, this means you can click on the field name to load a pick list. Let's look at the status pick list. You can click anywhere on the row. The status list is a very simple example. To select a status, just click anywhere on the one you want to select. Some pick lists, like equipment, may have multiple drill-down lists before you get to the final selection. We are going to click the back button for now, because I'm not ready to complete this work order yet. Now that we are back on the edit page, let's scroll down to see some of the other fields. Notice that floor and location fields also have picker buttons but location 2 does not. Let's keep moving down the page to the request details section. Here we can pick equipment and add action taken. Now let's take a look at the equipment picker. The equipment picker is a more complex picker, because it has multiple drill-down levels. First we are shown the equipment class list. Let's pick HVAC. Next we see the category list. Let's pick fans. Now we see the equipment type list and we will select supplier fans. Finally we made it to the actual equipment list. As you can see, this facility has 4 supplier fans. The list shows us a little more information about each equipment asset. To select one and attach it to this request, you just need to click anywhere on the correct item. But since this request is for a ceiling tile, we will click Cancel to return to the edit page. Now we are back on the edit page again. Let's click on the Action Taken field to record what we have done so far. On your phone the keyboard would pop up. If you see a microphone anywhere on the keyboard, you may be able to do speech to text. We have entered our action and now let's pick a labor type to add labor for this action. When the list loads, we'll look over the labor options and select the correct one for this request. We have selected the labor type and now we can select the number of hours spent on this action or request so far. So I wanted to add an action and some labor. I have filled out the required fields for both. Now to actually save them to the work order we need to click the Save button on the toolbar. After clicking the Save button we did not receive any errors in the form reset. This means the record saved successfully. If you wanted to add additional action, labor or equipment, just fill them out again and click Save. Each time you do this, new records are created with date and time stamps, just like in the main site. If you want to review the items you just added, you could go to the main site or click the Items button below. On the Service Desk homepage there is a tab called Mobile Updates. On this tab you can quickly access work orders that were updated via mobile device today. As you can see, the work order we updated is the only one in the list. We can click on the work order number to open it. Click on the Action Taken tab to verify that our action was saved. We can see that our action was saved and it has a status indicator of new. Let's take a look at the Charges tab. On the Charges tab you can see that 2 labor records exists. One with the status indicator of new. We have now verified that our items have saved. Now that we have verified that our work order change is saved, let's complete this work order. Normally we could just scroll up, change the status and click Save. But first I want to go back and show you what data will change. Let's click the Home button to return to the main menu. Notice on the menu, My Requests show 3 active requests. Let's look at those requests again. Here are my 3 work orders. Let's open the same one as before. Let's edit this request again by clicking the Edit button. Let's open the status picker. Let's pick Complete. And if we do not want to add any more action or labor, we can just click Save. We have now completed this work order. You can see the status has changed. The date and timestamp have been added. Now if we click the Back button, we can see that the work order is now complete. This work order will remain visible on your mobile device for the rest of the day. In most cases we only want to display open and active requests on your mobile device. Now let's look at the home page again to see what changed there. Now My Requests only shows that 2 are active. Now that you know how to update a work request, the preventive maintenance requests operate in the same exact way. We will not go into much detail, but let's take a quick look. Let's select an equipment PM. We will scroll to the bottom as most of the fields are the same. As before, we can see that this PM is assigned to an employee. To mark it as accepted or that you are working on it, click the Accept button. The Items button is orange, which means that items are attached. Let's take a look. On the Items page we can see, at this time, there is only one equipment item. If there was labor or action taken, you could review those here. Let's look to see what equipment asset we need to service. The equipment list shows that we need to service this fire jockey pump. Multiple assets could have been attached. So, that was a quick look at my PMs. Now, I have some free time on my hands. Let's go see what work orders are unassigned and need attention. Let's go to the available list. I am going to scroll down and find an older work order and open it up. I will review the request and make sure it is not assigned. If it was assigned, it should not be in this section. I am going to accept this request, which will assign it to me. The work order is now assigned to me. Let's go to my requests to verify that it moved to my list. Take a look at my requests. I now have 3 work requests again. Let's take a look. There at the top of the list you can still see the work order we completed earlier. If you look at the bottom of the list, the work order I just accepted from the available list is there. This is now my work order to take action, fill out what was done, add labor and complete. Now we have seen how to handle available or unassigned requests. What if a coworker was out or overwhelmed? We could assist them by taking work off of their queue. Let's go back to the home page to see how this is done. On the home page we would select Other Requests, which are requests that are not assigned or accepted by you. Here we can find work orders that may be assigned to other employees. We can see the first request is yellow, so it has less than 48 hours remaining to complete it. The other requests are red and are expiring or have already expired. Let's scroll down to find a request we want to handle. I see this HVAC noise request and I already have the HVAC card. Let's review this request to see if anyone is working on it. Let's scroll down and look at the details. We can see that it is assigned to someone, but they have not accepted it. This is where accepting requests is very useful. It allows other team members to see what you are working on and what they could possibly assist you with. If we wanted to handle this request and take it from Dan, we just need to click the Take button on the toolbar. This will reassign the request to me and mark it as accepted. We usually only want to take a request if we are ready to take action on it. Let's take this request. We have now reassigned this request to me and it has marked it as accepted. You can also see that the Take button has changed to a Release button. If we made a mistake, we could release the request. Be aware that every assignment change is logged in the work order history. Now let's look at my requests to verify that the work order is there. Once again my request items has increased to 4 work orders. We can see that we have 4 active work orders and 1 complete work order. Also, the one we took from Dan is here. Now, I have a lot of work to do. So, this should do it for the mobile training. Let's review and show you how to get started. Let us take a look at what we covered during this training. We learned how to log in and keep our session alive. We learned about the home page and menu options. Also, learn how to use the work order list pages and see the work order detail pages in action. We saw how to edit a work order by adding labor and action taken. We also saw how to complete a work order on the mobile device and verify the changes in VUE. We learned how to use My Maintenance and see attached equipment assets. Learn how to review work order items. Finally, we saw how to check for available or unassigned work and assist our fellow employees. Now that we are done with the training, let's show you how to access the mobile site and save a shortcut on your phone's home screen. Let's get ready to set up your phone for access. If you have not already, pick up and unlock your phone. Open your mobile browser. For the following, please use the Safari browser. It has an option that we will be using to improve your experience. We will go through several slides for the setup. At the end of each slide, be prepared to push the pause button. This will give you some time so that you do not need to rush. After you are finished with the steps, push play to resume. Open your mobile browser on your phone. Browse to http://vue.lincolnharris.com. You should see a page similar to the image to the left. Click pause until you are ready to go to the next step. Click on the View menu button in the top right corner. It looks like 3 horizontal lines. The menu will expand. Click the Login button, but do not log in yet. Click pause until you are ready to go to the next step. Now that you are on the login page, click the Action button on the toolbar at the bottom. Click pause until you are ready to go to the next step. Scroll sideways through the options until you see Add to Home Screen. Click Add to Home Screen. Click pause until you are ready to go to the next step. The home page naming screen appears. Give your link a name. Rename it to LHView, to shorten the text. Creating this link will allow you to eliminate all of the Safari toolbars and make it look more like a native app. Click the Add button in the top right when you are ready. Click pause until you are ready to go to the next step. From this point on, use your newly created link to access VUE. Congratulations! You have finished the Lincoln Harris VUE mobile training. I hope you find the tool useful and it makes your job a little easier. We are always trying to improve, so if you have suggestions, please notify the system administrator. Thank you.